Hi there, students. What's the difference between a hindrance, an obstacle, a barrier, and a handicap? So I think more or less all of these are synonyms, but there are slight differences, particularly with the word handicap. Okay, let's see. A hindrance is something that hinders, something that makes it more difficult, something that holds you back, something that causes a problem. So, yeah, if there is a car that has broken down, this is going to be a hindrance to the free flow of traffic. Yeah. A lack of money for this project is a hindrance. So to hinder, something that makes things more difficult to accomplish, to frustrate, to delay, okay, to act as an obstacle. Let's see, an obstacle to me is something that is in the way. It's something that's there in the middle, something that you need to go round, something that you need to find your way past it. Yeah, something that's standing in the way. It can be both physical and figurative, but it's like something that makes your path more difficult. So you have an obstacle course, which is a race where you need to climb over or round various different things. Yeah, but then, yeah, lack of money is going to be an obstacle to the successful completion of this problem. Yeah, it's something that is in the way, but something that you can probably get around. You can find a way past it. The next word we have is a barrier. A barrier is like a wall. Yeah, I think an obstacle or a hindrance may slow us down, but a barrier may stop us completely. It's like a wall in the way. You have to get over a barrier. Notice you go round an obstacle. Yeah, you need to go over a barrier. I guess you could go over an obstacle as well, but I have the idea to go round an obstacle. Yeah. Okay, so a barrier is something that limits, something that blocks your way completely. Yeah. A barrier may be made of various obstacles. So they put a barrier so that cars couldn't get past, but people could get round this obstacle easily. Yeah, it's like an impediment. Okay, so one of the barriers about of going to university can be the money that you have to pay. So financing a degree could be a barrier to getting higher education, yeah, or tertiary education. Then finally we have this word, a handicap. Again, a handicap is something that makes things harder. It hampers, it hinders. But let's see, I normally feel that a handicap is something that makes it more difficult for you to perform well, whereas an obstacle is something, or a barrier or a hindrance. This is something that is in your way. I actually think a handicap can either be, a hindrance could either be a handicap or an obstacle. So a handicap in a competition is something that makes it more difficult for you to win. Yeah. If you are handicapped by something, this thing makes it more difficult for you to be successful. So again, financing can be a handicap to poorer families when trying to get university degrees. Okay, so the handicap is something that makes it more difficult to perform well. An obstacle or a barrier means you need to perform better, yeah, to perform in a way that surmounts this obstacle or this barrier. And then I think hindrance, to hinder, this is something that slows you down. Let's see. As to formality, I think all of these words I would use anywhere. They're neutral formality. Use them at will. Then let's see. The word an obstacle comes from Latin obstaculum, an obstacle. Yeah. To hinder comes from Hindrian, Old English, from Proto-Germanic hinder, back. Yeah. Then we have the word a barrier. Yeah, comes through French barrière. It's talking about a bar, something that bars our way. And a handicap, well, this actually comes from a game. I think I'm going to make an individual video about handicap, because it's a game from 400-500 years ago. But a handicap, it actually talks about hand in cap. Okay, so let's see. An obstacle, something that's in the middle of the road and you've got to go round. A hindrance, something that makes your progress more slow. It makes it more difficult to accomplish. A barrier, a wall in the road. And a handicap, something that makes it harder for you to perform at your top. So yeah, extra weight could be a handicap. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Obstacle, hindrance or hinder, a barrier, and a handicap.